Words of our Divine Mother from the All India Magazine of August 2015 edition. Topic: Remembrance of Sri Aurobindo. Our Divine Mother says, I would like us to meditate on the remembrance of Sri Aurobindo, on the way to keep it alive in us, and on the gratitude we owe him for all that he has done and is still doing in his ever luminous, living and active consciousness, for this great realization which he came not only to announce to the earth but also to realize, and which he continues to realize, as our Divine Mother. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, matter shall reveal the Spirit's face.
We live, and thy Lord is the supreme master of our life.
Our Divine Mother says, Sri Aurobindo is a permanent avatar of the Lord. He is always with us all, and we can all be in constant contact with him if we do the needful, which is simply to love him.
Namo Brahmane Namaste Vaya Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tannamavatu Tadavaktaram Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram.
Some reminiscences. The aura of Sri Aurobindo. Our Divine Mother says, when I came from Japan, I was on the boat at sea, not expecting anything. I was, of course, busy with the inner life, but I was living physically on the boat when all of a sudden, abruptly, about 2 nautical miles from Pondicherry, the quality, I may even say the physical quality of the atmosphere of the air changed so much that I knew we were entering the aura of Sri Aurobindo. It was a physical experience, and I guarantee that whoever has a sufficiently awakened consciousness can feel the same thing. I had the contrary experience, says our Divine Mother. I had the contrary experience also. The first time that I went out in a car after many, many years here, when I reached a little beyond the lake, I felt all of a sudden that the atmosphere was changing, where there had been plenitude, energy, light and force. All that diminished and then nothing. I was not in a mental or vital consciousness. I was in an absolute physical consciousness. Well, those who are sensitive in their physical consciousness ought to feel that quite concretely, and I can assure you that the area we call the ashram has a condensation of force which is not at all the same as that of the town, and still less that of the countryside, says our Divine Mother. Next subtopic, the power of Sri Aurobindo's peace. Our Divine Mother says, you remember the night of the great cyclone when there was a tremendous noise and splash of rain all about the place. I thought I would go to Sri Aurobindo's room and help him shut the window. I just opened his door and found him sitting quietly at his desk, writing. There was such a solid peace in the room that nobody would have dreamed that a cyclone was raging outside. All the windows were wide open and not a drop of rain was coming inside. Next subtopic, the power of Sri Aurobindo's word. Our Divine Mother says, I shall relate an experience of mine. When I first met Sri Aurobindo in Pondicherry, I was in deep concentration, seeing things in the supermind, things that were to be but which were somehow not manifesting. I told Sri Aurobindo what I have seen and asked him if they would manifest. He simply said, yes. And immediately I saw that the supramental had touched the earth and was beginning to be realized. But this was the first time I had witnessed the power to make real what is true, says our Divine Mother. Next subtopic, writing the Arya. Our Divine Mother says to be spontaneous means not to think out, organize, decide, and make an effort to realize with the personal will. I am going to give you 2 examples to make you understand what true spontaneity is. One, you all know about it undoubtedly, is of the time Sri Aurobindo began writing the Arya in 1914. It was neither a mental knowledge, not even a mental creation which he transcribed. He silenced his mind and sat at the typewriter, and from above, from the higher planes, all that had to be written came down already, and he had only to move his fingers on the typewriter and it was transcribed. It was in this state of the mental silence which allows the knowledge and even the expression from above to pass through that he wrote the whole Arya with its 64 printed pages a month. This is why, besides he could do it, for it had been a mental work of construction, it would have been impossible, says our Divine Mother. Our Divine Mother says, He whom we saw yesterday is on earth. His presence is enough to prove that a day will come when darkness shall be transformed into light and thy reign shall be indeed established upon earth. Next subtopic, accumulation of forces. Our Divine Mother says in the books of this kind, and Mother shows the synthesis of yoga, books of revelation, there is always an accumulation of forces, at least of higher mental forces and most often of spiritual forces of the highest knowledge. Every book on account of the words it contains is like a small accumulation of these forces. People do not know this, for they don't know how to make use of it, but it is so. In the same way, in every picture photograph, there is an accumulation, a small accumulation representative of the force of the person whose picture it is, of his nature, and if he has the powers of his powers. Now, when you are sincere and have an aspiration, you emanate a certain vibration, the vibration of your aspiration which goes and meets the corresponding force in the book, and it is a higher consciousness which gives you the answer. Our Divine Mother says everything is contained potentially. Each element of a whole potentially contains what is in the whole. It is a little difficult to explain, but you will understand with an example. When people want to practice magic, if they have a bit of nail or hair, it is enough for them, because within this potentially there is all that is in the being itself, and in the book there is potentially not expressed, not manifest, the knowledge which is in the person who wrote the book. Thus, Sri Aurobindo represented a totality of comprehension and knowledge and power, and every one of his books is at once a symbol and a representation. Every one of his books contains symbolically, potentially what is in him. Therefore, if you concentrate on the book, you can, through the book, go to the source, and even by passing through the book, you will be able to receive much more than what it is just in the book, says our Divine Mother. Reading Sri Aurobindo. Our Divine Mother says, in any case, I advise always to read a little at a time, keeping the mind as tranquil as one can, without making an effort to understand, but keeping the head as silent as possible, letting the force contained in what one reads enter within. This force, received in the calm and in the silence, will do its work of light, and, if needed, will create in the brain the necessary cells for the understanding. Thus, when one rereads the same thing some months later, one perceives that the thought expressed has become much more clear and closer, and even sometimes altogether familiar. It is preferable to read regularly, a little every day, and at a fixed hour if possible. This facilitates the brain receptivity, says our Divine Mother. Perfect understanding. Our Divine Mother says, when I used to speak with Sri Aurobindo, we never had the need to go through intermediary ideas. He said one thing and I saw far off result. We used to talk always like that, and if a person had happened to be present at our conversation, he would have said, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? But for us, it was as clear as a continuous sentence. You could call that a mental miracle. It was not a miracle. It was simply that Sri Aurobindo had the vision of the totality of the mental phenomena, and hence we had no need to waste a good deal of time in going through all the gradations. For any person capable of following the line, the thing would have been quite natural and logical. Ignorant people, a miracle. These are the words of our Divine Mother.